Fashion Engineers. I'm Elizabeth, and today's video continues the How to Wear Red series with eyeshadow. Clearly this is not a daytime look. This is very daring, very bold. This is a going out look where you can make a statement. This is not something for the shy, but it's definitely something that you can pull off, although it's reminiscent of what you would see on runways. I'm going to be using a lot more products than I usually do because it's a little bit more involved, and I'm going to be using not one, not two, not three, but 4 eyeliners, 3 color tattoos, and a couple of eyeshadows, only 1 mascara, and this is a full face makeup. So go ahead, watch the video. I hope you get ideas and I hope you like it. If you do, please thumbs up, subscribe. Don't forget to check out all the information for the products I used down below in the information bar. First, we're going to take a color tattoo in the color Silver Strike, and this is one of the metallic color tattoos they have at the drugstore. I believe this is in their permanent line. We're going to take a little bit on our finger and we're going to warm this up because being metallic, it's not the smoothest texture. So what we want to do is to really warm up that product gently until it gets on our fingers and it's very smooth. And we're going to start by applying this on the lower eyelid, starting with the center and then tapering the amount towards the 2 corners, the outer and the inner corner. And we want somewhat of an even application without having this sparkle travel all over. We want to keep it contained. It's okay if it's a little bit thick, the application. This is going to help with eyeshadow later on. Okay. Now I'm going to be taking another color tattoo. This is in the color Audacious Asphalt, and this is in their permanent line. And again, repeat the process. Get it on my finger, melt it very, very easily, and then apply this to the entire eyelid without leaving any spaces. And this is for my upper eyelid. We want full coverage here. This is going to be very dark and very sultry, so we want a really good base. Add a little bit more if you need to. I'm gonna go all the way to my inner corner, all the way almost to the crease area, pretty much going into the crease, but without going over into the upper portion of my eyelid where it goes towards my eyebrow. So I'm going to contain this to only my upper eyelid. I'm going to go all the way and then extend this a little bit, not outwards, but out on my skin towards the corner of my eyebrow. Now I'm going to be using another color tattoo, this time in the color Pomegranate Punk. And this is also a color that's in our permanent line. Now I'm not going to use my fingers for this product. The reason is I want to have a more controlled application on it. And that's why I'm going to be using one of those. This is just your regular concealer brush. This is by Tools. So I'm going to go in here and pick up some of this product. And if you need to warm up the product a little bit with your finger prior to this, you can. For me, this is pretty creamy, so it's picking up quite nicely. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be placing it in my crease, following that grade that the Audacious Asphalt that we placed earlier. So I'm going to start pretty much in the center, and I'm going to go out towards the edge of my eyebrow. I'm going to be blending the two together. And whatever excess is on my brush, I'm going to bring it in to my inner corner. Not only am I going to bring it to my inner corner, but I'm going to go up on the bridge of my nose towards my eyebrow as well. It's almost a straight line going down. And then I'm going to be blending everything, of course. First eyeliner. This is by Wet n Wild. It used to be a little bit larger, but it got sharpened and used up. This is in the color Graphite, and it's a very soft pencil. So what I'm going to do is, instead of placing a highlighter in the inner corner, I'm going to keep the dark quality of the overall makeup, but this has a little bit of shimmer in it. And so this is going to reflect light, and even though it's going to be dark, it's going to pick up a little bit of that that lighter quality. So I'm going to go in the inner corner here, and this is going to be messy, okay? I'm going to go down onto my lower lash. So it's going to have to be blended. Alright, you guys, as you can see, it's all over the place. I'm going to be taking a regular slanted brush. This is by Tools as well, and I'm just going to even out the pigment. And you can already see how it's darkening the look, but you see how that silver shimmer sort of picks up the light, so it still gives some luminosity there. Now I'm going to be using a dark graphite gray. This is in a palette by NYC. This is in the color Bryant Park. And I'm not sure if this is in their permanent line, but you can use any kind of cool gray tone. I'm going to take a flat lay down brush. This is by Sonia Kashuk. And I'm going to go in here with the darkest gray. And this is beautiful because it's not a charcoal, it's more of a graphite color. It has a little bit of shimmer, and it's actually quite soft. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it all over my eyelid on top of the that dark Audacious Asphalt Gray Color Tattoo. And you can see how that Audacious Asphalt is such a beautiful complement, and it supports this color. It just sticks to it, and it's all even, and the match is almost exact. You can use other eyeshadow bases if you don't have color tattoos, but whenever possible I use them because they give that much more support to that color, and in addition they actually hold the color on all day long, or in this case if you're going out, it's going to stay on. NYC color palette, I'm going to take a smaller brush. This is a highlighting brush by Tools, and I'm going to go into this lighter gray. It's not quite silver, it's quite gray. And I'm going to shake off the excess like this. We don't want that ending up anywhere on our face in the form of fallout. And we're going to be placing this on the lower eyelash line. I'm going to make sure that I don't get it into my eyes, so I don't start tearing up and crying for no reason. But I'm going to be placing this on top of that silver color tattoo. I'm going to blend it. Again, this is not quite silver. This is more like a lighter gray with a little bit of shimmer. Now for the fun part, I'm going to take a red eyeshadow. This is in a Wet n Wild Color Icon Trio palette. I believe this was limited edition as it says on it, possibly from last year. If you want to track it down, the color is Three's a Party. But at the end of the day, it's not the brand of products that I use, is the actual color. So I'm going to go in with a slanted brush. This is by Tools as well. And I'm going to be picking up, and this is very pigmented, I'm going to be picking up a good amount of this eyeshadow. Look how red that is. Shake off the excess. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow that Pomegranate Punk Color Tattoo map that I laid out earlier in the day. So I'm going to come in very straight with it through my crease and blending the excess towards my inner corner. So I'm going to start here, which is almost the outer edge. I'm not starting all the way here because I want to blend some of that pigment out. And I'm not starting in the center because, again, I want to be blending everything out. Of course, the first time you put your brush on your skin, that's when you have the most pigment. So we're going to pick a neutral point between the outer edges, which are going to be blended, to put your brush down on for the first time. So starting in the center and then going outwards, I'm going to be placing this red eyeshadow, and then I'm going through that gray and blending the excess on the inner edge of my eye. And now I'm blending a little bit higher up, but trying not to get the pigment onto my brow bone because we want to keep it contained. And then blending downwards as well into that gray. And this is a very good brush to lay down pigment and blend at the same time. Okay, and now we are going to blend it with a clean blending brush. So I'm going to go towards my brow bone and soften that edge. Shadows, they should look like this. Everything should be merging into each other as far as the colors go, and you can see how the shimmers and the charcoal grays and the silvers and all the colors and the pigments that we applied, they're very luminous. They're dark and sultry, but they're very luminous, and you can see how that red is there but is actually blending through, right? And it goes all the way onto the bridge of my nose, and this is what it looks like. I'm going to be using is the L'Oreal Smolder Eyeliner in gray, and I sharpened this to a dull point. What I'm going to do is I'm going to outline my upper eyelash line, and I'm going to do it in a very liberal motion where I pretty much want to create even more smokiness if that's possible. So I'm not looking for a precise line. And this is a beautiful liner that is that doesn't have any sparkles in it, but because we're placing it on top of the shimmery gray, it will blend in. So it's not going to look overly matte. It's going to look more like a pearl. So I'm going here, creating pretty much a thicker line, but as you see, I'm not looking to do a very precise outline. And again, I'm going to be taking this outwards, not upwards. Because what I'm doing is I'm elongating my eye. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing on my lower lash line. I'm not going to put this on the waterline. I'm going to pretty much take not the tip but the edge of it and outline the lash line. And again, I'm going to come in all the way into my inner corner. And you see how that gives some weight to my lower lash line. And I'm going to connect it with the upper outline. To further emphasize my upper lash line with a pencil by Prestige. This is in the color Deepest Black. And again, you know, this is a little bit sharper than I usually like it because I want the thinner line on top of that Gray Smolder by L'Oreal. And I'm going to be doing this only to my outer half of my upper lash line. So I'm going to start in the center, very, very close to the lash line. And with this pencil being so creamy, it's very easy to blend everything together and create an ultra smoky look. Not only am I going to emphasize my upper lash line, but I'm going to come in on my waterline all the way about the third to a third of my my waterline inwards. I'm going to stop there. I'm going to come in, connect it with that upper outline, and then come in and stop right there. Okay, and what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take another eyeliner bar Prestige, and this is in the color Slate, which is this is a dark gray, and this is also somewhat sharp and somewhat dull, and I'm going to continue lining my waterline all the way in. So this is a lot softer than that black. And then blending it with it. And you see how that is very subtle, but it's actually creating a lot more dimension on my eye. So it's creating a lot more weight on the outer corners, and then going a little bit lighter towards the inner corner, because we still want to keep that luminosity in the inner corner to open up the eye. But of course we're not doing light colors here, right? So we're using the medium tones as our highlight instead of using lighter tones as our highlight. And lastly, we're going to apply a lot of black mascara. This is L'Oreal Voluminous Butterfly, and this is in black or carbon black. This is in the color black, but you can use like a carbon black. L'Oreal's Voluminous Original Mascara also does very well. What I'm going to do with this is I'm going to coat all of my eyelashes starting from the inside all the way outerly, but instead of going upwards, I'm going to slant them towards my my temples. So I'm going to start here, and instead of going up like this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to slant them, and that also helps with creating that horizontal line that we're going for, and that's going to elongate our lashes. And you have a lot of time to work with this mascara and build it up because it's very wet. This look would also work very well with false eyelashes, even if you just use a couple single ones towards the end, or demis, which are just half an eyelash, basically concentrating on the outer half of your eye. So I'm going to keep building this up, getting all my lashes, but slanting outwards. And of course you can add a little bit more because of very, very heavy eye look. And I wouldn't go with any softer mascara, anything other than a black. Not only am I going to coat my upper eyelashes, but I'm going to do my lower lashes as well. And this I'm gonna do only the outer half. Before moving on, I'm going to do something a little bit unusual, and that is to use the same the same red that I used for my eyes with a slanted brush. And I'm going to be placing a little bit of this pigment, not a lot, a little bit, in my eyebrows. Now, I'm not looking to color my eyebrows red, I'm looking to tint them. And that tint is going to pick up on the red in my crease. Not only that, but I'm also going to be taking a little bit of that dark gray, and I'm going to do the same thing. So now we're tying in the look together. And you see how that adds strength to my eyebrows, particularly if you have lighter or medium tone eyebrows. I'm going to line my lips with a lip liner by Revlon. This is in the color Sienna. This is from their Colorstay collection. And this is one of those automatic pencils. You can actually sharpen it with the sharpener found in the end here if you want. I want it a little bit dull. I'm going to be lining my lips with it. And I filled in my lips a little bit because we don't want a harsh lip liner. And then I'm going to take a lipstick by L'Oreal. This is a limited edition lipstick in Leah's Nude, and this is still in stores currently, but you can use something similar that's not limited edition. This is a coppery reddish brown. I know for sure that both CoverGirl and Maybelline have versions of this. L'Oreal has something similar in their permanent line, and I'm pretty sure Revlon does too. So I'm going to be applying this straight out of the tube. And you can see how nicely it picks up on that eyeshadow. Lastly, I'm going to be using blush, and I'm going to go for NARS's Lovejoy. Let me show you what that looks like. This is a very warm reddish bronzy color, and it's very much in the same color family as the lipstick. So I'm going to take my Eco Tools blush brush and I'm gonna tap it in. This is a medium coverage blush, so you can pick up some pigment. And I'm going to be following my cheekbones here. Starting with the apples of my cheeks, going outwards, and just blending. This is somewhat of a forgiving blush. And you can see how it ties everything together. So this is the final look. Everything came together. It's definitely red eyeshadow, but it's toned down. And at the same time, I'm supporting that drama that red brings in. There's no way you're going to be wearing red eyeshadow and not stand out. If you're going to go for it all the way. And I wanted to create, like I said, a lot of drama and a lot of pop, but keep it somewhat cohesive so it doesn't end up looking clownish. I have a lot of makeup on, and I have a lot of color, a lot of dark color, and a lot of unusual tones. So the key here is to keep everything monochromatic, and instead of letting the darkness of the colors overwhelm you, to go with luminous products that have a little bit of shine, a little bit of shimmer into them. I didn't go for any glitter, so I didn't add to it, but definitely that pearlized finish is bringing on the drama while keeping it wearable. If you found this video educational or entertaining, if you got any ideas in any way, please thumbs up and subscribe. There's many more videos coming up, and all the information for the products I used today is in the information bar down below, so don't forget to extend that and check out other related videos as well. Until next time.